All right, Nani, let's go through each of these questions. So the
Yeah,
first
sure.
question I see is tell me about yourself in interview process. So what you would like to know about, can you elaborate more around this question? Um,
Yeah, sure.
so is
So,
the focus like how do you describe yourself in the interview process?
yeah, generally, I can describe myself like from starting of, you know, uh, from from which college or from my graduation, my 10th class, everything I'll just tell them. So I think that's not the good approach of introducing myself. So is there any other way which is a proactive way such that they can hire me? Is there any other good way to introduce myself? Because all
See,
the details
whatever.
are in resume now, uncle. All the
Yes,
details are in
yes.
resume now. So apart from that, how can I introduce myself such that uh, he'll have some positive opinion on my from my side?
Yeah, there are three things maybe you can cover. One is what are your passion areas? Like say, I would like to. I'm really passionate about like technology A or domain A, whatever those domains or technologies are. And second one, you can substantiate the first point to say that yeah, I spent quite a bit of time or energy uh, along these passion lines. So whatever the passion lines that you talked about, right? Like say, for example, deep learning or like say finance domain. That will be the first point. Second point would be very high level to talk about. You spend quite a bit of time on the areas which you are really passionate about. And the third one is more like when you are relaxed or maybe when you are stressed out, what you would like to do. This is how I keep myself engaged or keep myself calm. Like that can be sports or something like that. So you might want to put around these three areas that will give some perspective to the other person what you really like to do and what you did for the things that you really like to do. And third one, more on the personality side, how do you engage yourself with sports and hobbies. Apart, I don't think you should be talking anything more than that for something like a question like tell me about yourself.
Yeah. Uh, let's let for in my perspective, what I think of answering this question is like that. Um, like I completed my 10th class in somewhere else, and I'll say my interest. Based on interest, I took my major in the I mean the branch in intermediate. From there, with my interest, I choose my branch in BTech, and from the interest from the BTech, I choose my major in Tech. I think this is the way, pointing out the things which I'm interested in, and from the interest, I choose the paths of my life. This is the way I thought of telling I thought of introducing myself to the interview. So does it work, Uncle?
One correction I would suggest is you don't want to talk about your 10th grade, 12th grade, and all those things because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
masters. Maybe you can start from the bachelor's, like, no, yeah, I am really interested in computer science. And in that, these two areas are really interested, I'm interested in. That's something I've continued in my bachelor's and master's. So you might want to limit
Hmm.
only to the professional side or the skills that are more to do with your professional life than going all the way to the 10th grade.
Okay, okay, sure. This is clear. This question is clear actually for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's
Uh,
go to the next question.
Next question. Oh,
All
why should
right.
I hire you, Uncle?
Okay. So there are two parts to that. Why somebody should hire anybody is related to two specific parts. One is you talking about how passionate you are in your areas. Like say, let's give some names. Like say, deep learning and data structures, for example. Say if those things are your passion areas. Before
Okay.
you say that, okay, I'm passionate in these two areas, you hire me. The more important thing is, in for that particular company, you need to do some research or you need to do some homework in terms of what kind of work that they do. For example, if it is cognizant, you need to
Yeah.
understand what is the R&D work or any work that they do in the areas that you are passionate about. For example, if they are doing some project for a company or a customer that involves a deep learning or that involves machine learning, so you need to tell the, you need to convey the homework that you've done, that, hey, I know that you guys work on these two projects or these three projects that I know of, and they involve um, serious understanding or implementation of these two technologies or these two domains. And I'm very passionate about those two technologies or domains. So I thought for me, um, continuation of my passion in those two areas, I would like to um, spend time or understand or contribute to your projects that I see as more of a continuation or logical next step for my passion in these two areas. So you need to put in a way that um, I'm working on, like, say, A and B, and you guys are doing some work or projects in A and B. So that is the reason I see as a logical next step for my passion in A and B. Your company would be the right fit for me. So you need to put in a way that why that makes sense to you in the first place.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not like, okay, because of this you hire me. So don't give that kind of a um, direct kind of an answer for that kind of question. You need to put yourself on a at a higher level in terms of why they should hire you, and
Okay.
at the same time, the meaning of the answer would need to be something like why I should join your company.
Okay.
You don't exactly use that sentence, but that is the way you need to communicate.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense, uncle.
All
We'll move
right.
to the next question.
Yeah. How long can you work if I hire you in the interview process? So this again goes back to the passion areas for, like, if you have A and B. So so see, there are two different ways to answer this question. One, A, I will stay for a long time, or I don't know. That is one kind of an answer. The other kind of an answer would be, hey, the reason that I'm considering your company is to continue my passion in A and B. So I definitely, I'm looking forward to some serious contributions in the areas of A and B. So that means obviously that would take quite a bit of time for me to contribute and for me to mature as well in those areas A and B. So again, you don't exactly say that, hey, I will stay for a long time, I will stay for short time. You just again go back to your passion areas. For you to do some serious work in A and B, that is going to take a long time. That is how you need to put it.
Okay.
Make sense, Nani?
Yeah, it makes sense, uncle.
Okay. So the next question, 5 years from now, where you will be in the interview, where you will be. Um, so if maybe 3 years, 5 years, they're all very long time frames, right? So rather than saying that, oh, in 5 years from now, I wanted to be like this, maybe you can talk about the logical next steps for your interested areas. hey, maybe right now I'm at a point where I can write code. I can be a contributor to a project. To I want to reach a stage where maybe I can do some research work in those areas of A and B, or maybe write some research papers in A and B, as well as maybe contribute to the organization at a senior um, level where I can be the mentor for the other junior developers, because in 5 years or so you would have more junior developers join, right? So you
Yeah, yeah.
can be a mentor for the junior developers. So you need to put in a way where you need to put in a way where you continue your passion. You're talking about next steps, your passion, and how that will benefit to the organization in terms of mentoring and all that. So the things that you should not be using the words are like, no, I want to be team lead, I want to be managers. Those are more like a designations, right? So you don't want to be talking like that. You just put the same thing in a different way, like, okay, I want to mentor the junior developers. That can mean some other title, okay, but you need to put in
Yeah.
this way. That way people understand that you're talking about responsibilities than titles.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, good. Next one, tell me about your blind spots or weaknesses. So this is more like a personal question, Annie. You might want to be um, talking about what you are not good at. But so many times, what would happen is your strong points turn out to be your weak points as well, based on the context. So maybe based on your personality, um, you can talk through what are your weak points. So you don't want to be exposing all your weak points there, but at the same time um, you can't be saying that, okay, I don't have any weak points.
Okay. Like, can I say like this, and like, so quoting one weak point in my life and how I got back to other stage from that weakness to make made that weakness into some positive kind of thing in my life. Is that a good way to explain?
That is true, but as long as it is closer to the work, that would be useful, or a personality.
Okay. Like anything which
If it
is
is not closer
close.
to your personality, if it is not
Yeah, yeah,
closer to work or your studies, right? Then, like, say, for
yeah,
example, um, deep inside some family related thing or whatever it can be, then it
yeah.
might not be that big of a deal. For example, say, just a hypothetical weakness. Say maybe you are very, very rash at making decisions or conclusions. Okay, so now how do
Okay,
you say this is your weakness? Maybe sometimes that turn out to be your strong point also, right? Based on the context. Or how do you, so you can put it away that, hey, this is how I used to be. Slowly, I'm improving myself. I ask myself this question before I make any decision to counter my rashness in making decisions.
okay. I
So you
think
need
that
to put
that
it
answer
at a very high.
affects.
Good.
Yeah, I think that answer affects like hiring position. Like when you say that making decision in a rash way, that it means that when you join the company, you'll make the decisions in the same way. At least he'll have some negative impression of me if I do so, like some sort of weaknesses. So anything far from the work or else any profession, we have to like we have to
See,
speak
I'll tell
about that.
you, yeah, you don't want to use the word rash or anything. At the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
you don't want to be saying that you have that problem today. You can say that I used to be like this, and then I
yeah.
have this kind of a checks and balances now. So gradually, I got much better at handling this, and I'm very comfortable to say that these checks and balances are really helping me now. That is another way to put it. That
Okay.
you
Yeah.
you had a weakness, that you have a counterbalance right now to handle that, and you are in a good position now.
Okay.
Make sense?
It's- yeah, it made sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So people would be very much curious to know what you are doing about that. Because if you don't tell that, then that will be the next question that you might get.
Yeah, really.
Okay,
Okay.
next one. Is anyone related to you working with us? So this I don't know. If somebody is related to you, you can talk through that.
No, there is like I asked this question to one person. He said that uh, from his experience, he said that if you say that there is someone working with their company, you know, when they hire us, they'll find that these they have some, some type of leverage or something else, so partially type of thing in while in work environment, a lot of things happen. So he said that if there anyone working in the company, please don't mention that they are working in their company. Like he said that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, unless they are very close to you, like, your brother or sister, like that, or your something like that. I don't think you should be talking about anybody.
Okay, okay. I think it's better to say not they're not working. Simple as it as it.
Yeah, if they're immediate, like, brother, sisters, then yeah. Otherwise, you can just ignore that.
Okay, done.
Okay, how to get into hidden job market? What is that?
Uh, like as of many companies, take MNCs or else any service-based companies or else product-based companies, they'll hire some people from the colleges or something else, which is exposed, like backdoor behind in companies. There are few jobs which are vacant. They're occupied by references, something like these type of things. There is a one person said that 80% of jobs are like they're hitting job market, and 20% are just their exposed job market. Like we don't
Okay,
know how
okay.
this.
So generally, most of the hiring gets done not at the freshers level, but experienced level. Most of the hiring gets done with the referrals,
Okay,
especially at the senior positions, right? They
yeah,
tend
yeah.
to go with the people that they know, or they tend to go with the people that are known to their friends. Otherwise,
I
they
think that's
can't.
a trustworthy. Yeah, they believe
Yes,
it's a
exactly.
trustworthy thing. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And because most of the folks would be in the same industry, right? So they would know first that, okay, they need two people, three people. Maybe if they already have referrals, so then they get closed with that. But this is not a factor at all for the new or freshers kind of category.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't need to worry about that. You just need to put your step into the industry in whatever the company that you can get. Any company is fine. Then you will get to know what the expectations are across the industry in your company, outside your company. Then you can eventually will form the relations, friends. Then you will be part of that the referral path as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, it's clear
Next
answer.
one. Good. So what to do if you are what is it,
Like
5 years old? Okay. What is this question?
yeah, yeah. Let's explain the question. Yes. So a person study like joined a BTech, which is BTech in this. I don't know whether in the other countries it is 4 years or 5 years, but here in India it's 4 years of post graduation, is
Mhm,
BTech graduation. So
mhm,
if the person didn't like in any of the academic, like third year or else second year or else, there is a break for him for 1 year, and he again joined the college and completed the course uh, with extra 1 year rather than completion in 4 years. So
mhm.
when you, well in your resume, the recruiter will understand, because I think he may observe the difference between the from graduation year and the joining year, and he asked the questions like why did this happen. So how to logically say and keep us in a safe position? How to logical
Yeah.
answer that question?
You see, in India, definitely people would ask this. I'm sure if it is not normal duration, then if the
Yeah.
reason is like no family related reasons, health related reasons that you have to take a break, then it should not be a big deal. If it is some not natural kind of reasons for a break, then then it can be a big issue. So it all depends on what is the reason that they had to take the break.
Okay. Even though like health related reasons, or else I think they'll not take us because he's a unhealthy person. Then like if you had him, I think that's a negative impression on us, no? Like saying about the health, family things, etc. So, is there any other way to tackle the situation in a very positive
See,
way, such that the interview will, yeah, yeah,
in general, if it is a one-time thing, for example, like say you had to take care of your parents, there was nobody, and that one-time thing has been done, or your health was not good, now you're all proper, but it was only a one-time thing, then it will not be a big deal. If you say that, hey, I had this health problem, and now also I'm suffering from that, then they think that, hey, that might not be a one-time thing. So you are,
oh,
if the reason is like a one-time related thing, then it should not be a big deal.
okay, okay,
And you need to put it in the same way as well. It was a one-time thing. I had to go through that. I'm done with that now. I'm fine. Whatever the reasons. Always
okay,
remember, like when somebody is recruiting you, they would like to see whether you once you on board, you for some other reason or one way or other way you get distracted with something. If that is not going to be the case, then they don't mind.
okay,
All right.
yeah.
Cool. Would you lie for the company? What is that?
Like
What
if a
can you please elaborate?
like if a person is in the interviewer is interviewing, if he asks the question like there is a scenario like the company was undergoing like some illegal thing kind of activities. So at that time, if a police come and ask you about the thing, like, will you lie for the company, or else will you honestly answer them that this company has done something, that sort of thing?
Lying about
Is the
you lying
is the
about
question clear, uncle? Is the question clear?
no. I'm trying to understand. Please elaborate.
Okay. Take a scenario like this, uncle. So there is a company like A which came to like not just take a company A, which is a good company. Uh, in some other way, the like the police take a charge on them because for doing some illegal activities. So you are being an employee. If comes and asks you whether the company does this illegal activities or else they are not doing, so if you uh, do you answer the honest reasons, or else say that company is not like that, or else like that kind of thing?
Yeah, the safest answer would be is to tell anybody, or even do as well is whatever is the truth, I will tell and do the same thing. Whatever is the truth that I think it is, I will tell that. That will be the safest answer.
Okay. Does it has no negative impact, like
No,
saying
no.
being honest at the time stuff?
No, no. See,
Okay.
the way it goes is for a company, even they expect the employees to be talking or be on the right path, because in some of the groups or some individuals are not doing the right way or not the right things. You should be a voice to even report those kind of things, right? So they encourage people to be on the side of the truth than just because if it is a supporting company, you can. Do anything other than embracing the truthful path.
Okay,
So
it's
truth
clear.
is a one that I would use than than saying that okay, I support the company, don't support the company kind of black and
Like
white
saying
kind of
being honest.
answers. Y-
Yeah,
y-
being honest
Yeah,
or else truth.
yeah, yeah. Truth is the one. Whatever the truth that I perceive, I will talk that, and I will go on that path. That is the safest answer, and that is the right way to do it as well.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, made sense.
Okay, so how next one? How much salary do you expect? I think for the freshers, you might wanna be more generic, saying that each company has their own different scale for the freshers to accommodate. So if you have a minimum threshold number that you don't want to work below certain number, you can talk about it, and above that, maybe you can leave it to the company based on whatever the levels that you have for a new guy or a fresher that they can offer. You would be comfortable with that.
So like saying um the salary maybe the salary given to be maybe according to the like Indian like rules or this company norms.
Mm.
Is it fine like saying like that? Uncle?
That is fine, but that would be too blanket kind of an answer. If you can, uh, if you have any other offer, like say for 10 lakhs, so you can talk about those ones. Like say, already have offers for 10 lakhs, um, and um, and I would like to. Um, so of course, I don't want to go below those numbers, and I would be comfortable with whatever. The numbers that you guys would have as per your norms, based on these preconditions that you would have, right? The other offers and the minimum number that you have in your mind.
Okay, like comparing with the offers which we got, talking with them. No, like,
Yes,
okay,
if you
yeah,
have offers by that day, you can say that you can quote the highest offer to say that hey, I have an offer for 12 lakhs. I don't want to go below 12 lakhs. And anything above that, I comfortable with whatever the norms that you guys would have. And if you don't
okay,
have any offers like that, even in that case, you can talk about some minimum number if you are comfortable.
okay, yeah,
So that way, you would not get a complete surprise or like when so they come back to you with a number.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, next question. So is this question people ask as well? Like, how do
I
you
don't
rate
know,
the
like
interviewer in the interview process?
yeah, like one person like he asked me this one. This is the question they'll ask sometime in the interview. I don't know whether they'll ask or not, but just I made it, like I just added the question. If they ask how will we answer to that question?
Hmm, hmm. Yeah,
See,
um, I think
saying
somewhere. Hmm,
like saying that uh like instead of saying like instead of giving a rating on the interview that uh because I'm not an interviewer, I don't know how like how well it has gone. Saying like that, skipping this answer is better, best I think,
if you
because
can
I'm not
skip,
an
you can
interviewer.
skip. But if somebody is asking you something, then the safer bet would be give some rating. Like if it is 1 to 10, then give some rating which is not closer to 10 or 1, little bit above average, like say maybe 7 out of 10. And along
Okay,
with the number, you need to do two things. One is your questions were spot on. For example, y- I really liked this particular question. Even more than this question, I like one more question. So you want to talk about refer to two questions. One is at the average level, and the one is even more than average level. That is the reason you are kind of going for 7 out of 10. So that will be a very good way to substantiate your number, why you are arriving at that number.
okay, okay.
Makes sense. So you don't want to say that, for example, I like this question. It is at the rating 5. I like the next question. It is at the rating 7. You don't want. You should not be talking like that. You say that, hey, I
Yeah.
like this question, and even more than this question, I like the another question. Yeah, together I came up with maybe a rating of 7 out of 10. You can say that.
Mm. Okay.
Skipping questions or answers for any of these questions is not okay. Always remember that. And you need to come up with something, and then you need to be able to substantiate why you come up to that particular number or opinion.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Cool, Danny.
Okay.
So I think we are pretty much done with all the questions. Anything else I can answer for you?
Yeah, we're done with the questions, uncle. Like, like in the next session, we'll ask something different in some other domain.
Okay, cool. Let me stop the recording.
Okay.